and it gets dropped immediately. And then we can snatch for 8. Having no trouble with this mono red deck. Hey everybody, welcome back. Thanks for taking the time to watch Hello Good Game. If this is your first time here, don't forget to subscribe and join our Discord for your chance to win up to 500,000 gems worth of in cash and much, much more. So today we're playing Abzan Enchantments. This is an original deck that I threw together the other day. It really provides a lot of removal along with a lot of token generation that's renewable. So if you do get hit with a Shatter the Sky, it's not the end of the day. So we're going to take a look at the deck list, get into some strategy, dive into some gameplay footage, then come full circle with some closing thoughts. Again, thanks for watching. Once you subscribe, don't forget to hit that bell icon so you're notified of our future videos. Our deck list starts out with 4 2-drops. Starfield Mystic. Enchantment spells you cast cost 1 less to cast, and whenever an enchantment you control is put into the graveyard from the battlefield, put a 1/1 counter on Starfield Mystic. He himself is a 2/2. Aphmia Akafami. This is a 2/1 with flying, and at the beginning of your end step, you may exile an enchantment card from your graveyard. If you do, create a 2/2 black zombie creature token. 3 copies of The Birth of Maltese. This is a Saga Enchantment. Turn 1, search your library for a plains card, put it into your hand. Turn 2, create a 0/4 defender, and turn 3, you gain 2 life. Moving on to our 3-drops, we have 3 copies of Elspeth's Nightmare, another Saga. Turn 1, destroy target creature opponent controls with power 2 or less. Turn 2, exile target non-land, non-creature from their hand. Discard that card. And then on turn 3, you exile their graveyard. We have 2 copies of Treacherous Blessing, a regular enchantment. When it enters the battlefield, draw 3 cards. And then whenever you cast a spell, you lose 1 life. And whenever something targets this, we sacrifice it. Amarat Calls the Dead, another Saga. Turn 1 and turn 2. Put the top 3 cards of your library into the graveyard. You may exile a creature or enchantment card from among them, or just from your graveyard in general. If you do, create a 2/2 black zombie creature token. And turn 3, you gain X life and Scry X, where X is the number of zombies you control. We have 4 copies of the first Iron Games, another Saga. Turn 1, create a 1/1. Turn 2, put 3 1/1 counters on creature you control. Turn 3, if you control a creature with power 4 or greater, draw 2 cards. And turn 5, create a gold token, which you can sacrifice to add a mana of any color. Moving on to our 4-drops, we have 2 copies of Archon of Sun's Grace, a 3/4 with flying and lifelink. Pegasus as you control have lifelink, and Constellation. Whenever an enchantment enters the battlefield under your control, create a 2/2 white Pegasus creature token with flying. We have 4 copies of Doom Foretold, an enchantment. At the beginning of each player's upkeep, that player sacrifices a non-land, non-token permanent. If that player can't, they discard a card, they lose 2 life. You draw a card, you gain 2 life. You create a 2/2 white knight creature token with vigilance, and then you sacrifice Doom Foretold. We have 3 copies of Calix, Destiny's Hand, a planeswalker coming in with 4 loyalty counters, a +1 ability of look at the top 4 cards of your library. You may reveal an enchantment card from among them, put that card into your hand, then put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. -3, exile target creature or enchantment you don't control until target enchantment you control leaves the battlefield. -7, return all enchantment cards from your graveyard to the battlefield. That's crazy. Moving on to our 5-drops, we have 4 copies of Elspeth Conquers Death, another Saga. Turn 1, exile target permanent and opponent controls with converted mana cost 3 or greater. Turn 2, non-creature spells your opponent casts cost 2 more to cast until the next turn. And then turn 3, return target creature or planeswalker card from your graveyard to the battlefield with an additional 1/1 counter or a loyalty counter, depending. We have 2 copies of Ethereal Absolution for 6, a regular enchantment card. Creatures you control get +1/+1. Creatures your opponent control get -1/-1, and we can pay for exile target card from an opponent's graveyard. If that was a creature card, you create a 1/1 white and black spirit creature token with flying. We have 5 plains, 3 swamps, 2 godless shrines, 2 Temple of Silence, 2 overgrown tombs, 3 Temple of Maladies, 3 Temple Gardens, 3 Temple of Plenties, and that is it, you guys. So this deck is tuned for best of 1. We accidentally made the mistake of playing our first match in best of 3, but we did all right, surprisingly. So that's the deck list. Now let's break down the strategy. Our general strategy is pretty basic here. Get Starfield Mystic out really early because our whole deck consists of enchantment spells, so that's going to make everything just that much cheaper. Obviously, we want to get enchantment stacked just like we would with Esper Stax. So we're talking The Birth of Maltese, Iron Games, Trimac Calls Death, Treacherous Blessing, Elspeth's Nightmare. Basically everything we put onto the battlefield just as nice stacks to have presence. And then we can lay our Doom Foretold in and then hopefully eat our opponent's permanents down while still maintaining our own base permanents, because then we'll hopefully be drawing and replaying them, right? Anything important gets dealt with in Elspeth Conquers Death. We're talking opposing enchantments, opposing planeswalkers, and even those big creatures that we cannot chump block that have trample. Ethereal Absolution is really nice to ramp into if you have multiple Starfields down. It's just going to just nullify so many aggro decks. It's not even funny, right? Just the -1/-1 on your opponent's creatures are going to ruin their day. Calix Destiny's Hands +1 allows us to draw for enchantments. Obviously, we're probably taking Elspeth Conquers Death, Doom Foretold, Ethereal Absolution. Unless we really need a draw and we don't have the option to take those, we could take a Treacherous Blessing or an Iron Games. Those are our 2 draw engines. And then third tier, we could take a Nightmare if we need removal, Calls Dead if we need field presence, and a Birth of Maltese if we need some more land and a defend or something like this, right? So make sure you're doing the appropriate action for the specific scenario you're in. Again, Aphmia can exile our enchantments or creatures from our graveyard to create the 2/2 zombies. And our whole deck consists of that, so that's really powerful. You're going to get tokens there. You're going to get tokens through Archon of Sun's Grace, which is really powerful. And you're going to get tokens through Terramat Calls the Dead. So there's a lot of really powerful token generation. Not to mention we can pay for tokens through Ethereal Absolution as well. And all these tokens are going to get buffed up through Ethereal Absolution, so they should all be 3/3s, which is quite powerful. And again, it's as easy as that. We don't have any field wipes because we don't want to harm ourselves along the process. We just want to make sure we're juicing our magic lemons and getting more value out of our cards than our opponent is getting out of theirs. That's the general strategy, you guys. Let me know if you have any questions or comments in the Discord or in the comment section below this video. Okay, you guys, that is Abzan Enchantments. Let's get into the gameplay footage. But before we do, I do remind you I am live on Twitch every single morning, 6 a.m. PST. You can also jump in the Discord, link in the description below. Check out our communities tab. We have some contests and giveaways that I'm sure you'd love to involve yourself with. Like I mentioned earlier, $500,000 in gems worth of cash prizes. So that is incredible. We also have a monthly brawl tournament, and we're announcing this week a monthly artisan tournament to encourage a competitive environment for free-to-play / beginner individuals where they're no longer forced into these 30 wildcard metas, right? So again, thanks for watching. If you found any value in this video, be sure to share it out to a friend. And most importantly, don't forget to hit that bell icon so you're notified of our next. Thanks for watching, you guys. Now let's get into today's gameplay footage. Okay, you guys, we made a slight error in judgment here. I went best of 3 with one of our best of 1 decks. We go first. Maybe we could flex out and prove the superior power of our homebrewed jank builds. This is Abzan Enchantments. A 3rd Starfield Mystic. Wow. 3 Mystics and 2 Doom Foretolds. What life are we living? If we can pull an untapped swamp next turn, or even a tap swamp, and then we double down on our Mystic, it's going to be pretty good. Hopefully we deal some nice damage and can get out to a good oppressive start. Our opponent's going slow. We do not pull anything of use. Ethereal Absolution is complete trash for us for a while. Definitely need that swamp here. Oh, Kaya kills one, sure. Oh my gosh, you guys. Where are our swamps? Taking a very greedy hand. Okay. He does take the cry. And let's scoop up. Let's not show him any more of our hand. Let's withhold all information. It takes me right back into it because I don't have a sideboard today, you guys. This is a best of 1 tuned deck. And well, you can see maybe how we rely on that hand smoothing in best of 1. You've seen the first hand we got. We were greedy. We didn't mulligan. We should have. Oh well. Meanwhile, our opponent sideboards in 3 more Cry of the Carnariums, you know, his Ritual of Soots, his Shatter the Skies. Just everything that's probably going to obliterate us, so that's less than ideal. Okay, let's go. Playing first, and, well, we find that swamp, but... Okay, at least we can execute with this. I don't want to toss our draw engine, and I don't want to toss really anything here. Let's toss our Aphmia, and hopefully we find another. We have 3 land, which gets us into our removal, but he looks to be like a control deck. So let's put that on the bottom. If I can let go of it. There we go. I mean, to get into his hand actually would be good, now that I think of it, because we could have, on the turn 2, exiled it from his hand. Let's take another Scry. Let's be responsible. 0-4 can stay. Ooh. Okay, Thought Erasure Foretold's gone. He might take our games. That's really good value for us. Let's try to avoid playing our Starfield Mystics until right before one of our enchantments are about to fizzle. That way we have the most chance to get them on the field for the longest. Ouch. Let's make sure we get the land, and then we'll drop the Mystic after with it. Alright. No counterspell on our Doom Foretold, so I can actually dig it. This does look like a bad turn here. I don't know what to say. Is it Grixis? I don't think Grixis has white, is the thing. What kind of deck is this? Like, Grixis is just black, blue, and red. Is it? It's not Witch, because Witch doesn't have. Let's try to switch the bait here, because now he actually has to think about it, because he really wants Cry, and he does take it. Both of these click up, so they're actually going to go to 4 here. Right? So we're safe from that Cry now. Just keep thinning our library. And our Doom Foretold should provide safety for us throughout the rest of the match. I mean, game 1 was less than ideal. We only drew 2 planes. And even in this second match, we have a mulligan for land. But it is working. He's forced into a position where if he doesn't drop, he loses. If he does drop, he just has to sacrifice it.
Let's slow this down. Time for trust. I have a plan.
We don't need the land. He'll have to sack his Teferi. So we're just going to hit him for 5. So all he did was take away 3 counters. That's fine. Or maybe 4, I'm not sure. Ooh. If he doesn't hit our 5, we win.
Your existence is pointless.
Down to 1. This is going to be close. He needs to hit the Cry, but also somehow kill Starfield Mystic. I don't know if he can do it with only 6 mana available. We're going to exile a land, obviously.
Witness a mote of my power.
I think this is it. He has to hit Cry. What would save him, I guess, is a Ritual of Soot. Let's not concentrate on that, though. We do get the win. So redeeming ourselves, and we still don't have a sideboard, you guys. This video's meant to be a best of 1 video. I just misclicked before the recording, and it is a very busy day, so I didn't want to waste the time. We're just going to take advantage of it. And yeah, I figure if we can win a best of 3 matches without a sideboard, deck is good to go. No need to worry about it. And we'll just showcase it a little bit extra after in some best of 1s. But generally, we tested and played in the regular play queue best of 1 and converted really well. I think it's a very strong deck. We are susceptible to Shatter the Skies, things like this, but who's not, right? The only things that really protect you from that are Nightmare Shepherd and Annex. And, well, yeah. Ooh, so, our opponent definitely knows what the deck's like now, or at least has a better idea. I don't think he's seen our Calix. I don't think he even seen our ECD. So, all things considered, I'm feeling pretty confident. I think our opponent's on the play. And what's up with this land? We cannot get a hand with decent land. We're going to keep this. And we are going to toss our bird. No, keeping the bird, tossing. No, keeping the nightmare, tossing the bird. Bird will die. But the Elspeth's Nightmare gets the discard like we talked about last game. A good card, but maybe nothing I want off the start. There goes our Archon. Takes our birth. You must have a second Thought Erasure, that means. Just straight chillin'. Ooh, really? Okay, Teferi Plus doesn't bother us much.
I'll show restraint.
If he bounces our enchantments, like, it's not a big deal. And he's just searching. We get an Elspeth, which is actually pretty cool. We have nothing to kill. We never will. So let's just throw this on the field and try to get that Exile from his hand next turn.
Don't worry, I got this.
Instant speed Thought Erasure. Coming at us. Definitely taking our Treacherous Blessing here. Or our Archon. I drop Archon this turn if he doesn't take it. So that's a mistake because Elspeth Conquers Death brings our Archon back. And he has an Elspeth Conquers Death, which I really don't like. And he has a Bolos in his graveyard, so that means we take CD away. Let's take the Scry before we draw 3. I don't mind it, but Starfield is out. Look for a Calix. Land, baby. So probably should have kept Starfield. Wish we could have scryed some of this land out of the way. Sitting on 4 land, we dropped to 5. Right?
Past, present, and future are but meditate and prepare.
Grabs it to bury, so we're definitely going to hit in our set with our EC.
Oh, I've done the hero thing before.
Hit his graveyard there, which is pretty cool. So his Bolos is gone, so no other ECs are really going to affect us. 4, we're dropping to 5. Losing life here, but it's worth it. Taking our set out. Barry's not the worst target to bounce our enchantments. We kind of don't really mind that at all. So he might -3 just for the draw, yeah. Wow.
Might be a bad idea.
We're worried about Bolos. Bolos can minus on anything of ours, just any permanent. Straight rip. Barry might even do straight up minus again.
Watch. Hey, I've got
It would be so cool if he bounced our ECD. Into a D-Spark. Loving it. Good for him. That's an Exile effect as well. And well, we get another, so not too worried. That's a good draw engine. We're going to flex on that after. We can't save it, is the thing. There's no way we can save our Elspeth Conquers Death. We just have to keep playing it. Right? Hopefully this one makes it through its cycle, at which point we pull our Archon from our grave. Bait him with a Thought Erasure, trick him into taking 2 lands. Nice. He could have cast Thought Erasure as well and taken our Ethereal Absolution. Oh, he's got one anyways. Very nice. I might have taken Elspeth's Nightmare, in all honesty, just because it does get that exile of your graveyard and discard from your hand as well. It's both of these. Damage, but it's okay. Atris's power is 3. No death there from him. LOL. But we still play it to get into his hand and get rid of his graveyard. Planetary Beacon, sure. Our set part of Mails for the life gain. Pretty cool.
I've practiced against
Down
mentors.
3.
Keep an open mind.
He has to cry here. And he gets his Bolas. What a guy. We're gonna discard his Bolos that he just drew, LOL. Our Archon comes out with loyalty counter on it. Both of these cards now avoid his Cry. We keep the Swamp in our hand. And we strike down his Narset, ladies and gentlemen. Get the kill there. He could bounce something of ours, which isn't ideal, but yeah, I'm okay with it. He takes the draw here again. Oh, so lucky with another Bolos. That's a good play. He can play both of them too, I think. 5, sure can. Killing both of our creatures. What a lucky duck. That's a good line of play, you guys. Ouch. Just when I thought we had dealt with them.
Suffer for your cause.
Definitely a deck you want to be running Elder Spell for in your sideboard. Buff up your Calix. Like, for example, right now we could play our Calix, kill everybody, and then play all of our enchantments from our grave, which actually is still Elspeth counters. Like, that is still enough, right? But regardless, let's take the draw here. We do lose out on our draw from our Iron games, which more than not people are able to deal with, which is upsetting to me. Let's just try to get the draw going as we can. Stacking these. And I'm sure he's going to cry this one, right? While he still can. It's going to be pretty tough to get our Calix to 7. Nico Bolas on the board that can -3 us. Right?
You are all so gentle.
The only chance we have is if he leaves our 1/1 alone, it goes to 4, and then we hit Bolos. And I doubt it though. We're going to cast Scry instant speed on our turn. Another Narset, loving it.
With thoughtfulness before action.
Gets to dig 4 more cards deep. Grabs an ECD, goes in on our Calix, which means we get the kill on Bolos. Which again is just going to come back with ECD. What a terrible life to have lived. Came close, you guys, but our opponent is just outvaluing us.
This is infuriating.
Oh my gosh. You know, we're not going to play our Starfield Mystic right now.
Here goes nothing.
I have just the trick for this.
Another Nico Bolas. What world do we live in, guys? Dropping Bolos after Bolos on it. This is truly a boss battle. One in which it appears further training is required. I think we are holding our own, though, pretty well. Ouch. Now we lose our draw again, you guys. He's just hitting us with that, and now the Discord. I'm going to say that's a good game, and our opponent has definitely been nuts. Okay, normally not a hand I would keep. However, when we inspect further, we see Starfield Mystic turn 2, Treacherous Blessing turn 3 regardless, or even potentially Doom Foretold turn 3 if we can pull the land, right? So it's an interesting hand to keep and try to ride out. We even have a Scry land, so an additional chance to pull a land. Exceptionally cool if we do here. It does get it, but not on the right time frame. So we're tossing it, and we're really riding our luck here. We have 2 more draws to get a land. That's not it. That is not it. We do pay life here just in case. And like I said, worst case scenario, we drop our Treacherous Blessing. Best case, we're into our Doom Foretold's right off the start as a nice turn 3 tempo. Oh, so this is a weird choice for him. He should take Doom, but he should also take Treacherous Blessing. That's the better bet. He takes Doom. Ooh. So that's stressful for him. And we don't get the land, you guys. What a world. So we're going to draw here. Perfecto. We have nothing to drop for 1, which sucks. Oh, we do. Our Aphmia. Lose that life. Whatever. And now we're going to exile our Doom Foretold for the 2/2 zombie. So very minimum. Turn 3, we got out 4 pieces. And I think that's pretty good. Weird situation, let's be honest, right? He knows we have Doom Foretold. Should we just continue to cast small? I almost think so. Right? Let's just keep our guns concealed and go a different route here. Right? Just stacking these enchantments so if we do get field wiped, we do have value on the side, and that's game, you guys. Easy as that. Working a little bit better at best of 1. Last time we risked it for the biscuit with 2 lands. This time we're going to mulligan. There's no Starfield Mystic, so it doesn't make sense to go for it. And by golly, would you look at this line of play, you guys. Oh my gosh. This is a guaranteed turn 3 Doom, as long as we don't face removal. Mono red could be a good game, let's be honest. Hopefully no step on him. Even worse, a shock. That would be embarrassing. Do people run shock still? I get it, they run Bone Crusher Giant, Steamkin. Wow. Wow, that was a bad play, bro. May as well block and just discard. He doesn't, he'd rather sack it. Interesting. Sometimes you can get around that if you have a creature with flash. You can put it into the battlefield. Now he's got a discard. We get a 2/2, gain 2 life. Oh, it's our turn to do that. Let's toss our Mystic. I forgot that he had a Steamkin to do. Taking the Scry here. Land we don't need. We need more permanents to sack, oddly enough. He could probably blast this right now if he wanted with something. No enchantments in our graveyard yet. Our opponent now has to discard something. Tosses his light up the stage, takes Annex. Hopefully we draw our land here. While we do, it's the wrong kind though. Taking our Scry, Temple can go. Mystic comes out. Aphmia can attack for 2. Our opponent down to 14. He could definitely Embercleave on himself if he wanted. Let's put up the wall. 3 2/2s is semi-formidable. Especially if he attacks with the cleave. He can't kill us, and then we have 2, 4, 6, 8 confirmed to hit him with. Rimrock cannot block. And then a main cost light. Into a land, into a Scorch, or did he not play a land yet? Alright, let's start in. Annex gets dropped immediately. And then we can smash for 8. Having no trouble with this mono red deck. back-to-back mythic wins, you guys. Elspeth Conquers Death is just so powerful. We Ember Cleaves it. Nice. I mean, you may as well go for it, right? He hits for 8. Sure. Nice. I mean, we probably should have Ethereal Absoluted him, but I just like to take Ember Cleave off. It makes me smile. And then again, he has to block and still dies. Elspeth Conquers Death. The star of the show against Mono Red. Ethereal Absolution doesn't hurt either. And that's back-to-back mythic wins. We get the pleasure of going first, and we've got nice land with a Mystic and a Calix, so this could be an interesting match. Lots of the times when I do have a really good hand, and I think I'm going to do really well though, somehow our opponent is just sitting on straight fire, has everything ever needed to counter us. Now a lot of people recently have been saying, oh, this is like a casino algorithm made to beat me, and it's like, I do not understand that mindset. It's like, if you play rock, paper, scissors with someone, it's not like rigged to beat you. It's just like you have odds and those are your chances. And like you also have random luck in life as well, right? Like it's not exclusive to video games. That would have been cool to withhold. We could have turned 3'd him again. Let's just continue on. Probably Azor's Control. Teferi doesn't bother us because we can just have him sack his own Teferi. I hope he pluses it. Don't do it! What a guy. What a guy. Land can stay for now. Right? Playing our Starfield Mystic for the 3rd time?
Here we go.
When we are in percentages, it means we are better than 93% of the other players who play Arena. Let's try to pull out his counter. Right, I know he's got Dovin Vetoes. Quenches, which will not work. You know, mystical disputes, that'll get us. He doesn't deal with it. He has to flash in his Borrower at the end of the turn to sack. Or bounce our Doom Foretold. Either way, that's on him. Okay, here comes the mist. Oh, it's just a good old-fashioned Sinister Sabotage. Let's kill the fairy. Let's play the draw engine. He should counter that. Letting us draw 3 is exceptionally well. Like, it's good for us. Gives us a good footing for the rest of the game. He can just use a veto on it if he wanted. Now we get to draw 3. Wow. It's actually, like, pretty cool. Oh, man. Let's attack first. Playing our Calix into a counter now, I'm sure. But again, we can back that up next turn. second version. He's not into countering it. Let's take another gander into our deck. Elspeth Conquers Death. Please and thank you. One of my favorite cards here. Brazen Borwer tosses our Mystic to our hand. Interesting. Pays life. Plays his Elspeth Conquers Death. Alrighty. Now we're talking, ladies and gentlemen. Let's nullify his borrowers from ever existing. Let's game you guys 3 in a row. He does not like Ethereal Absolution whatsoever. He's running Brazen Borrower, Brineborn Cutthroat, all 1 defense creatures. So easy peasy, lemon squeezy. 3 mythics in a row, and we won 1 out of 2 best of 3 matches. So very cool stuff. Okay, you guys, we've demonstrated the power of Starfield Mystic today exceptionally well. I think I've made multiple cases for it. Such a great card. Ethereal Absolution becomes playable because it's now relevantly cheap. Let's settle down on a land draw. And we need to avoid some Deafening Clarions in the short term. Bone Crusher Giant equals no Deafening Clarion. Let's take the Scry. Doom Foretold is a keeper, ladies and gentlemen. Dropping that next turn regardless. Bertha Maltese keeps us safe for the turn. He does give him a sack outlet, which is actually pretty good for us. I'd rather him be sacking 1 every turn. All attacks. Gets to sack his birth automatically. Doesn't get the defender. Can play his giant and have that sect next turn. His best bet is to do nothing. Or double down and push through it. Which would be very respectable. Do you think he can do it? Is there another drop here? No. That puts us almost in the same boat though. Yes, let's drop our Starfield. Oh, the land sucks. They're going a little heavy on land here this round. Does get his giant though. Does he have a Dovin's Veto? No way. Negate, something like this. Ouch! Looking for an Elspeth Conquers Death to deal with the giant. Hopefully he doesn't drop anything else and also doesn't have a counter. The full hand though, you guys. Okay, Fae of Wishes into the sideboard. What's he going to get? Interesting. Mass Manipulation is my always go-to from the sideboard. But he might need more land still, right? That costs 4 islands as a base cost. He only has 2. Very interested. Doom Foretold needs a stack of cards behind it to sack. So he might have been a little bit giddy on this match, playing it early. But I think we did kind of get boned by the land drops. it is what it is. Trying to mitigate any damage he does with Ethereal Absolution. Our set for the draw is also good.
If you wish to surrender now, meditate and prepare.
Some good old-fashioned Jeskai control. His Elspeth Conquers Death deals with our situation. We do get to sack his Narset here, I'm assuming. No, he's going to go with his Bonecrusher Giant. Does he take our Ethereal Absolution or our Doom Foretold? I would probably take our Absolution.
Keep an open mind.
Ooh, and he gets a Veto. Very nice. Veto kind of shits all over this deck. And he's got the mana to cast it, ladies and gentlemen. Ooh, takes the Doom Foretold. Interesting. That gives us token generation, which is really nice. And he should probably block, put down his Fae, which now his Dovin Veto is not a thing. And he's really going to wish he did leave it on the field because now he cannot counter this new Doom Foretold. Let's try to kill anything, right? Kill an Narset. Sure. End our turn. He's now going to sack his Fae. His Elspeth, he needs to bounce with a Teferi if he's going to get use of turn 3. If not, it's going to get sacked. We can make a 2/2. Nice. Does he hit our Doom Foretold again? Alright, let's make that token. Let's get Fae of Wishes out of there. Only a 1/1 now, but not the worst. If he leaves our Iron Games or our 4/4 token, we get to draw, which is really nice. Unfortunately, that's our best bet. We get the creature, which he can't sack. Hit for 5, not the worst. And now he's going to sack his newest Elspeth. And then the old one still triggers for a Narset. Right? He might take his Bonecrusher Giant too, I don't know. Either way, he needs to play another permanent on top of it.
Mind and body should move in unison, like wind and wave.
Because we're going to sack our Starfield, or he needs to somehow deal with our Starfield. Teferi does just that. Oh! Definitely Clarion into a Teferi bounce, I'm sure. And then we're forced to sacrifice our own Doom Foretold.
Right on schedule.
And things are looking pretty rough.
Stop.
Ouch.
More like it.
Oh no. And he has his Dovin's Veto here for this, so it's just straight up good games. He's got like 6 cards in his hands. We've lost our momentum. There's no way he taps himself out this late in the game as well. I think he's pretty dug in.
Oh, I've done the hero thing before.
And we draw a land, you guys. We're ready to scoop, but I'm going to try to have some resolve for you. He's getting so much value from these Narset draws, it's not even funny.
I have just
He
the
knows
trick
it
for
too.
this.
I've got it.
Scoop! I mean, we get more gas, but he's got the veto, like I said. GG, getting boxed out. Nothing we'd normally keep. We do get the Scry land off the start, though. Ethereal Absolution is such a late game drop for us. Just looking for land. Maybe it's mono red and we can push our Archon of Sun's Grace. Negative. We should do this on my end step, because now I get to play my whole turn knowing he's Gruul. Let's toss it. I don't want to kill ourselves against an aggro deck. I just need to flex on our Archon's lifelink here. I just paid for life for that for some reason. So let's just get this on the field and try to look at his hand sooner than later. He's playing Fabled Passage with 2 mono red cards, so like that's weird for me. Okay, here's a black card. Take a look at his hand. All flings and claim the firstborn. Wow. Let's keep the land. Let's play some bait for his Lightcrafter. Doom Foretold can definitely stay. Let's get our Archon out. No attacks, and then we can exile Elspeth's Nightmare for 2/2. Right, we're in a very good position. He's gonna play Crafter himself twice. That's fine with us though. We've kind of foreseen that though. This is all okay. We can kill the cat quite easily next turn. Trade with the Shepherd as well. Because our 2/2 will become a 3/3 because of our Absolution. Basically nullifies anything that the Shepherd does. And now we're just going to gain any damage that he's done back in life gain. Pretty impressive. We've not really gone to our main combo yet either. But I guess, why would you? Let's stack enchantments before we play our Doom Foretold. Create those 3/3 flyers with life gain. Ouch. gonna be a quick scoop, you guys. All right, beautiful. Trigger after trigger. Get that land. Loving it. Our opponent has 3 flings. Incredibly unlucky when we are straight chilling. He's got no creatures. Probably should have attacked with both, actually. But again, I don't see a way out for him. Okay, so he's going to fling our Archon at us. It is an instant spell, so just block this. Then if he doesn't fling it, we just get the kill. So again, he removes our Archon, but it's not good. And his copy of our Archon can not exist, so... Loving it. This player Doom Foretold, that's going to be game. Easy peasy lemon squeezy, you guys. Alright, you guys, that was Abzan Enchantments, a pretty powerful deck. I made this deck in literally 30 minutes. It's performing way better than I thought it would right out of the gates. I'm going to start fine-tuning it and maybe invite my coach over and play some really sophisticated meta matches and try to make those interactions as efficient as we can. Obviously, we are just a couple beginners like yourself, but don't worry. If you're not failing, you're not learning. Thanks for watching, you guys. I really appreciate each and every one of you who've chosen to continuously spend your time and attention with me. I cannot ever find a way to repay you or show my true gratitude. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That's all for me today, you guys. Thanks for watching again. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that bell icon. Join the Discord. Jump into all of our community events. All of the good things. Thanks again. Take care. And most importantly, have a great day. If you liked today's video, be sure to check out some of our other content. We built playlists for our guides for beginners, and then we also have our greatest hits, which is a collection of our most popular videos. You can also subscribe if you're interested in winning up to 500,000 gems. So do that, tap that like button, send this out to a friend who you think might be interested in it as well, and have a great day.